Well, the first 2 episodes of the 14th season of Doctor Who just dropped on Disney Plus in the States last week. At the time of recording this, the 3rd episode of the 14th season is just about to release. The hashtag RIPDoctorWho is trending once again on Twitter, or X, like it did back when the 60th anniversary specials with David Tennant released. There were plenty of legitimate criticisms levied towards the 60th anniversary special at the time. A perfect example was in The Star Beast, where the showrunners went out of their way to make sure to tell you that Donna's quote-unquote daughter was for a fact trans.
Right, Jason, you alright?
Alright, looking good, Jason.
Right, give us a kiss, Jay boy.
Oh, get them. Is that Josie Wingate's boy?
Just leave it. Well, I'm gonna tell her.
Because I remember she had lots of names at school.
Oh, there was also this moment from the exact same episode where the entire plot grinds to a screeching halt just so the Doctor can ask an alien about its pronouns.
Yes, the meep. I promise I can help him get home and then you'll never see me again.
You're assuming he as a pronoun.
True. Yes, sorry, good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article. I am always the meep.
Then there were some criticisms that were just outright silly and borderline ridiculous. Everyone and their grandmother got upset when the showrunners decided to cast an Indian to play Sir Isaac Newton, historically a white man, in the episode Wild Blue Yonder. But if you remove the race-swapped Sir Isaac Newton, Wild Blue Yonder is still a pointless episode at best and a forgettable episode at worst. We also had the whole bi-generation that introduced Ncuti Gat was Doctor.
Could you pull?
Could I? What?
Can you
What do you mean?
pull?
Oh,
Just pull each way. I don't know. Feels different this time. Ow! Ah. Oh.
what?
What? Go away.
I actually agree with the criticisms from both sides when this happened. Not only did Russell T Davies completely retcon the whole idea of regeneration, but he also opened a back door for David Tennant to return as the Doctor at any point in time. The bi-generation could also have been seen as Russell T Davies, the BBC, Disney, or a combination of any of those three, not having complete faith in Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor. So, now that that is out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. It is incredibly unhealthy to harbor this much anger towards anything in life. You see video after video after video after video where people just want to bash Doctor Who just in the hopes of going viral. But sit back and ask yourselves this question. What am I accomplishing by tweeting hashtag RIPDoctorWho? What am I accomplishing by making a 30-minute video detailing everything wrong with insert episode name here of Doctor Who? What am I accomplishing by constantly decrying that Doctor Who is dead? The short answer is nothing. You are accomplishing absolutely nothing by continuing this onslaught on Doctor Who. Some of the criticisms are well-deserved, while others are basically just picking Nat shit out of Pepper. I see a lot of people criticizing the musical number from the episode Church on Rigby Road, and that is very well-deserved.
Why stop singing?
Rocket Janice! Goblin King, oh the Goblin King, it's so good to meet you, you great big thing. I can see you're having a fun day. Meet my friend, she's Ruby Sunday.
It's good to meet you, good to greet you, good to say how diddly did you. It's my birthday, my oh my.
understood that rope. Cause stuck up there when things got hard. I think I found the master knot. The master knot has been undone. That's when we start having fun. Hold on tight.
Look, I'm all for camp, but the forced musical number is just too much in my opinion, especially for that episode in particular. The Disneyfication of Doctor Who has begun. But getting back on topic, the reason that you're accomplishing nothing is because the showrunners simply don't fucking care about your criticisms. They revel in it. All of you should have realized what was going to happen after Russell T Davies said that he was not going to retcon the timeless children. I am pulling this quote from comicbook.com, but the original source was SFX magazine. Quote, "I'm not going to unwrite my good friend Chris Chibnall's work on the timeless children. I'm not going to deny what he wrote. I'm going with it. It's absolutely fine. It's canon. It happened. It was transmitted. You cannot unwrite things. That would be absolutely rude to a great colleague and a lovely friend." End quote. Why would they listen to your criticisms when you keep watching the show every week? You do understand that hate watching is still watching something. Howard Stern famously said that at least half of his audience hate him and are just waiting for him to screw up to report him to his sponsors. Guess what? Those hate listeners are still listening to Howard Stern. Those hate listeners are listening to Howard Stern's ad spots. Those advertisers pay Howard Stern more money because ratings don't distinguish between a fan and a hate listener. During the SAG-AFTRA strike of 2023, one of the sticking points was streaming residuals. Do you know which data firm that SAG-AFTRA wanted everyone to use to determine streaming ratings? They wanted to use Parrot Analytics. The important note from Parrot Analytics is that it tracks Google search results like all other analytics firms do, along with social media posts. So as long as you're posting about Doctor Who, positive or negative, you are being counted as a viewer of Doctor Who, irregardless if you've actually watched the newest season or not. HBO Max renewed Velma for a second season because of the social media posts being made about the show at the time. Again, Parrot Analytics and other data collection firms, when figuring ratings, don't distinguish between fan and hate watcher. If you actually want to have an impact on the current state of Doctor Who, it's a very simple thing that you can do. Just stop watching the show, and more importantly, stop talking about it. Not only that, make it very clear that no matter what change they make to the show going forward, you are not wasting your time with that either. You are done. You're moving on with your life. I am reminded of this line from Saving Private Ryan.
Don't shoot! Let him burn!
See, what some producers will do when the heat gets really, really high is they'll throw the fan base a bone. Give them something that they can't not watch. The first two seasons of The Mandalorian are a prime example of this for Star Wars fans. But over time, what happens is that they revert back to what they always wanted to do with the TV show or movie franchise. Then the fans get mad again, but it's okay because they'll just throw you another bone and you'll calm down, and the cycle repeats itself just endlessly. So instead of contributing to this cycle, just stop watching Doctor Who and walk away completely. Sure, there will be people criticizing your decision, calling you a racist, sexist, homophobic, etc. for it, or worse. They'll decry you as quote-unquote not a real fan, as if that were the biggest insult on the planet. And then you can levy back with, it's the not real fan falls under the no true Scotsman fallacy. But here's the simple part if people are doing that. Just keep walking and ignore them. Eventually the wind will be knocked out of their sails while you move on with your life. If you're the type of person that can't do any of that, then you absolutely deserve to be mocked at by the quote-unquote modern audience and the showrunners of Doctor Who, because even though you hate what they're doing to the show, you still can't stop watching. And Russell T Davies will be laughing all the way to the bank, despite your cries for how he ruined Doctor Who.
Thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks. Wow.